I'm going to stay by my God, and I'm not going to succumb to what you're asking. So he goes to the chief official and he says this. Now, God had given the chief official great respect for Daniel. Again, how many of us respect the 15-year-old kid? Exactly. Who respects the 15-year-old? Right. You see how quick he looked at you? He's correcting it out. Right. But he was alarmed by Daniel's suggestion. Alarmed because he was scared for his sake. My lord the king has ordered that you eat this food and wine, he said. If you become pale and thin compared to other youths your age, I'm afraid the king will have me beheaded for my neglect of my duties. Daniel talked it over with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief official to look after Daniel and his 3 amigos. Test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water, Daniel said. At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's rich food. Then you can decide whether or not to let us continue eating our diet. So the attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestion and tested him for 10 days. How much do you think the Lord was with Daniel at this very moment? Because he went to the chief official and said, hey, look, I know what Brother Man's telling you. Just give me a little leniency. And just let's see. For 10 days, feed us this. Now, the chief official was afraid for his life. Because if the king, which wasn't a nice guy, told you to do something and you didn't do it, off goes your head. But somewhere along the lines, this chief official, this Babylonian chief official, developed a respect for Daniel. Now, why do you think that was? Do you think maybe he might have seen a little difference in Daniel versus the other ones? Maybe. Probably so. Probably so. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendant fed them only vegetables instead of the rich foods and wine. God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for learning the literature and science of the time. And God gave Daniel special ability in understanding the meanings and the visions of dreams. Okay, so here's where we're at. Daniel and his boys get captive. They are surrounded by non-believers and people who persecute Christians. Much like we are in society today, whether it's in school, or whether it's in work, or whether it's in families that don't believe. Rather than adapt himself and theirselves to their culture, Daniel made a decision. I want you to hang on to that word because it's going to play into what we're talking about later. He made a decision not to go against God's call. And he trusted. He trusted. So the chief official was drawn to him because something obviously was different about Daniel. God showed up because, I mean, if we eat nothing but vegetables and water, those of us who like meat and sugary snacks and stuff are probably going to kind of waste away, right? Not Daniel and not his boys. Not only did they look healthier than the other ones, but their minds were clicking. They were able to learn and to adapt and understand. Now, if you go to school hungry, are you necessarily going to learn? Probably not, because your stomach's going like that, and you're not going to pay attention. That's not what was the case. So here we are, and Daniel's made a decision. 15 years old. This took him 3 years, so now he's 18 years of age.